So I want to end with this before we go to questions. I want to hit three different sort of populations. I want to give some tools to parents. I want to give some tools to teens, and I want to give some tools to those that may have already crossed into a line of addiction. Right? And so I want to start with those who may already be using drugs or may already be addicted to nicotine. And I want to offer you, how do I get out of that? What do I do if I'm the person who's sitting here listening to this today, and I'm going, okay, but I'm already hooked into it. What do I do? What you do is you find somebody that you trust, and you ask them for help. We, as citizens here and as loved ones, there's not a person that I know that doesn't know somebody that doesn't struggle with substance abuse or mental health issues. And if I don't understand that it is a medical issue, that the people who use are not bad people, that anybody can cross into a line of addiction, if I haven't educated myself and I don't understand that, I may be guilty of not providing a safe enough space for someone that I love who has a problem to be able to ask for help. So we have a job to do to allow that safe space so that anybody who's suffering can ask for help. That's the big message to those who struggle with addiction, is ask somebody for help. Somebody for help. We live in a world today where it's almost easy to throw your hands up when it comes to drugs. They are stronger, more available, more accessible, and more dangerous than they have ever been in history. That's the world that we live in. There's so many drugs out there that we almost cannot combat it anymore. But we also live in a world today where treatment and recovery and resources and people getting clean and sober, younger, and those resources are more available and more effective and more accessible than they ever have been in history. And so asking for help and getting that help is available to everyone. We just need to provide a safe space. The next crowd that I want to talk to are the teens in the room who may be tempted. You maybe already have tried it. You may think it's a good idea. You may have closed down anything that you hear tonight, because from the moment that I said it's bad for you, you might be thinking, yeah, but not me, right? That's for all these other people. I'm not going to be the guy who dies, right? What I want to say to you is this, is that if you are putting anything into your system that you know can potentially kill you or harm you, that there is some work that you need to do to learn how to value and love yourself. Because if you have done the work as a teenager to know that you are the most valuable person in the world, and that you are worthy and you're lovable and you are just an amazing human being, we are all that. If I believe that about myself, why would I ever put something in my system that's going to kill me, right? And if you value yourself, so what I want to say to you is that you are worth so much more than the things that are out there that you think are going to make you look cool. That if you have the guts or the education to stand up to the peer pressure and say, I am not about that, that later on down the line, when you're watching those people who didn't have the guts struggle with these addictive substances, sometimes for the rest of their lives, that you will look back and thank yourself for taking that stance. I guarantee you will. If you want to have a real candid talk about what that looks like, catch me someplace else and talk to me about my own recovery. I did not get my stuff together until I was 37 years old. And I wish to God I would have been able to say no when I was a kid. But I just didn't have it in me because I wasn't hearing this, right? And maybe this is the most important message, because our audience here tonight we've targeted parents of teenagers or parents of young kids, right? Is that if you're sitting in the room tonight and you have teenagers or you have young children, here's the message: how do I keep them from doing this? How do I keep them from doing it, right? You learn how to talk about it. And you talk about it openly, and you talk about it honestly, and you talk about it daily. It's not a one-time conversation. It is an everyday conversation. Addiction is by far the most pervasive and wide-reaching and damaging thing that we have in our world. Yet it's one of the things that we talk the least about. Have those conversations every day with your kids. And if you know that they're going to do it, or you know that they are doing it, if you have to be the bad guy, be the bad guy. Do anything that you can to get in between them and that substance. When you find the vape products, take them and throw them away. When you see them vaping, don't let them do it. Set a boundary in your house that says, we're not doing that here, right? And have those talks all the time. And if you are, and the biggest thing that we can do as parents is we can be a model to our kids. We can be a model of healthy living. We can be a model of healthy coping skills. We can be a model of what it means to live the healthiest life possible. And so I want to say this next thing, and then I'm going to close. I want to say this without any shame attached to it. Is that if you are modeling behavior that you wouldn't okay for your kids, I want you to take a look at that. There's no shame in that. Anybody can change their behavior at any time, and there's a lot of help available. But we need to be models to our kids. I want my kids to know that they can count on me, that I'm consistent, that I'm not doing things in my life that I'm telling them not to do. You know, I'm transparent with my kids, and maybe everybody doesn't want to take this stance, and that's okay. But here's me and my kids. My kids can look at anything that I have because I'm absolutely transparent. They can open my Facebook, they can look at my emails, they can turn on my computer. I got nothing to hide from my kids. Nothing. Nothing. Because I want to be a model of absolute transparency. And I do my best to do that. And I want to encourage other parents to do that. So, we're going to allow